but e-buggy pays the bills. Welcome to the No Name RC Podcast. Get ready for some serious bench racing. But be warned, we speak our minds, express our thoughts, and sometimes things can get a little rowdy.
Hate, and he just was influenced by the hate coming from the left, the hate coming from the right.
And let's get back to more club racing and less of this grabbing racing.
It's hard not to be arrogant when you're always right. You know?
See what I mean? That's exactly why people call you arrogant, Max.
You may not agree with everything we say, but it's definitely worth a listen.
And our pick, can you stop whatever you're doing?
Join your host, Lefty the Great, with co-hosts and guests as they get together to chat RC.
Hey, after that race that I watched this morning, I have to talk about it.
Here we go. $100 right here, $100 throw. Oh no! I like this.
Yes, indeed. Nitro's the glory, but e-buggy pays the bills. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are in a joyous, seasonally greetings type of mood. Happy holidays to all of you. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. This is another standalone podcast, this time with HotRace Tyres owner, Mr. Nicola Marrone. This is not the first time Nicola's been on here. So thank you, Nicola, for your time. But before we do that, I need to say a big thank you to all the companies and all you guys out there that make this possible. That's the NNRC squad. Without you guys, none of this is possible. So thank you for the continued support. A big shout out to the patrons and YouTube members. If you guys like what we're doing, want to get early access and other things, just want to support the podcast a little bit extra financially, you can become a patron or a YouTube member. It definitely greatly helps us out. If you can't do that, that's fine. You can also just hit that sub, like, and notification button on our YouTube channel. That helps us out as well. If you're listening to this on the audio only, come on over, hit that like, sub, and notification button and help grow this channel. Also, a big shout out to these companies that make this possible to advertise with us. In the written description, we have links for our YouTube membership as well as our Patreon, as well as for all of these companies. Some are affiliate links, some are coupon codes, and some are just links. Just let them know you heard about them at the No Name RC podcast. We would greatly appreciate that. They are J Concepts, High Tech RCD, Sidewinder Fuels, Tyre Racing, Invisible Speed, ML Toys, Dollar Hobbies, Side Piece Racing, Fly Sky, Get Shit Done Coffee, Elite RC Productions, RC Project, Mayako, Techno RC, Beach RC, Racecraft USA, and Clinic RC. Shout out to our drivers, Mr. David Ronafalk, Robert Badier, Alexander Hagberg, Maddie G, Pecco Evening, Unihotnin, and Mason Fuller. So yeah, Nicola joins us once again. If you want to learn more about Nicola and his origins and all that stuff, I have recorded with him previously. I should be able to put a link for that in the written description. I can't remember if it was an audio-only podcast or we did video. It's been a while. But we've been talking about doing another podcast. I wanted to talk to him about some topics, mainly Spec Tire racing and his thoughts on that, because I know he's against it. And also what's going on with 8-scale Nitro OnRoad. And it all kind of ties in together with his theory, because he comes from that background. We dabble into silly season stuff, because as recording this, Marco Baruffolo just made his announcement. He also says, hey, there's going to be some other guys leaving as well. We talk about 10-scale development, lots of things. It's a good chat. Nicola's pretty open. It was a good chat with him. He was at his factory. We took a break. We took some time. We had a chat. Hope you guys enjoy this. Good luck to HotRace and everything they do in the future. And good luck to you, Nicola. Thank you for your time. And we are friends. We've become friends over the years. And it's good to see him and talk to him. And I enjoy his passion in RC. All right, here is a chat with Nicola Marrone, the HotRace Tyre owner, brought to you by J Concepts. Thank you, J Concepts, for all the continued support. Joining me in the virtual studio today is a man who needs no introduction. It is Nicola Marrone from HotRace Tyres. Welcome, Nicola.
Hello.
¿Cómo stai? Buongiorno.
Muy bien. Muchas gracias. Yeah, everything fine, everything good here. I am in Italy in my facility, and I'm happy to stay here with you.
Yeah, you're in the factory there in Italy. Last time I saw you was at Carpet Championships
Yeah,
about a month ago now, I guess. It was good to see you. Your tires were good. Your drivers were doing well. Your tires are doing good in the USA, period. We're going to talk about that and a lot of things that's going on with you. I want to talk about some topics that we always said we was going to talk about as well. But welcome back and happy. As we're recording this, we're about, I don't know when this podcast is going to come out, but it's the 10th of December. And I was just telling Nicola, like, we don't really have a break. It's just non-stop. We got a little time off for Christmas, but he was telling me he's probably going to be going to the Clash. And then, of course, we have Silver State. And then I get traveling mid-January. It's like not much time home.
no, not really, and not so much time to stay with family and everything. Also because, for example, for myself, when I stay home, I don't stay home. I stay here in the factory making my things and work on the orders, make the rubber and test different things. So I'm always working. So, for example, now I come here in factory 6:30 a.m. and now are 3 p.m. and I think that I stay here for another minimum 3 hours. So it's 12 hours. And then I go home and I have a daughter that is only 4 months and I need to take care of her, also my wife. So it's for sure not easy, but what I always say is my job. But first of all, is what I like to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And congratulations. I didn't know you had a daughter. Congratulations.
Yeah. Daughter is 4 months. Yeah, very soon 5 months. And yeah, it's for sure is life changed a lot, but
Absolutely, it does.
and sleep almost nothing, but it's okay.
So last I talked a couple years ago, you was moving into this new factory. How big is your new factory now, roughly?
Okay, the new factory now, this building is downstairs is 500 square meters, and upstairs where I am now is 150 square meters. That is only the office.
Okay.
And then I have another facility that is like 3 minutes away from here. That is another 500 square meter, and where I make only only rubber production. So only buggy, 10 scale, 8 scale, truggy production. And in this facility, we make the gluing stuff, all the gluing stuff, all the foam stuff, bodies, and that's it.
How many employees do you have working there?
Now we have 7 employees.
Okay.
And yeah, we have 7 employees. That is like one that is all taking care of all the financial things. And then there is 2 guys that only work on making the packaging and everything. Then we have other 2 guys that works on on-road stuff. Then we have 2 guys that work on off-road stuff.
Oh, and this
Plus
full-time?
me and my dad. Plus me and my dad.
So full-time employees, though?
Yes, full-time. Yes.
Wow. Okay. And so I don't know. Are you still producing tires in the USA, or what's going on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So where's that taking place, and who's in charge of that, and how does that work?
Yeah. We still produce tires in US, the A scale stuff, and now we also start with the all 10 scale stuff. So with the slicks and carpet, and but yes, we still producing in the US because I think that mainly now with all the taxes and everything, is no point for us to produce here, then ship to US, then from USA facility ship to the customers. So it's much better to ship in US and we keep everything there and then we ship to our customers.
But you're making tires in USA too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you have full-time employees in USA as well?
No, we have a part-time. And one of those is Mark Pavidis. That is a part-time job. Mark helped me a lot for
Okay.
the rubber developing, and with all his experience, helped me a lot. And now Mark is the one that taking care of all the shipping in the US, because we have our facility, our website in US. So everything that is ordered from US will be shipped from US.
Okay.
So, and Mark is the one that take care of this.
I bet you this helps you a lot right now.
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
especially with the tariffs and stuff.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mainly with the 10 scale now, it's quite big.
Yeah, I know. I had to I got something shipped from Asia through America the other day, and I paid quite a lot of money.
Yes.
All right. That's awesome. And I'm gonna talk about this later. But we'll talk about, I see that Marco is now out at HotRace again.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about that later. We'll talk about it later, because I know you have a special
But
spot.
I can say you that it's not only him.
Oh. All right, well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Okay.
We'll get into that.
Okay.
Are you looking to take your ride-on car to the next level? ML Toys makes it easy with plug-and-play modifications like motors, speed and brake controls, and more. ML Toys is the one-stop shop to make your ride-on car the coolest car in the neighborhood.
All right. I kind of wanted to start off because I remember when you first told me you was going to get into the 10 scale market a couple years ago.
Yep.
You've been feverishly working hard. Obviously you have Aiden Horn and Chase Lemieux over in America who have been working hard. Great. I mean, like, Aiden's had a great year. Chase has had a good year as well.
Yeah.
You have Chase right there, has trackside testing for dirt. Perfect. Aiden, also a great dirt racer and races a lot of carpet.
Yeah.
Then you have Mika, Jorn, these guys all over in Europe doing a lot of carpet testing. So it kind of worked out great for you to get a lot of feedback and R&D. And then, of course, I saw you also traveling to a lot of these races and racing yourself. And I remember last year you was at Carpet Championships racing and giving feedback to guys. And then this year again, you was once again there at Carpet Championships. You guys had probably the fastest tire there. A lot of, Unum was very fast on it. I think Mikal was running it as well.
Yeah.
So HotRace had a very fast carpet tire as well. I've been to some dirt tracks where, like, when I was at Hobby Action, people really like the HotRace tire there as well. I know you put a race on there as well. So that a lot of work went into developing these tires. I think you're reaping the award. I have had a chance to obviously travel around to a lot of 10 scale races the last year in the USA, both carpet and clay. So I've been also immersed in that market and seen a lot. So lots of R&D, lots of work, and it seems to be paying dividends now.
Okay, so the work behind of any kind of race tires is really, really a lot. So, for example, for 10 scale for the slicks, because I want to start from slicks, we maybe tried 30, 40 different compounds in less than 5 months to find the good one that we have now. But we are also still working, because there is one condition that our tires are not the best, and they want to have the best also for that condition. And so we are still working, still developing some other compounds to try to have the best in all condition. And it's really a lot of work. It's a lot of work for me. It's a lot of work for the drivers, and it's a lot of money that you have to spend. And I think that if you don't make this by yourself, it's very difficult to. No, for sure, if you have the money and the right person to ask for it, you arrive at point that you have a good product and you have maybe the best tires. But maybe you need more time. For me, that I make everything by myself, at least the all the rubber things. I don't want to say that it's easier because it's not easier, but maybe I can arrive at that point faster than some others. I think that this is our main difference. And as I said, it's a long, really, really a lot of work. And between me, drivers, my team here, the team in US, so it's. I think that in the end, all the work that you put in, it's not enough to pay you back, to be honest. Because if I put all this work in another job, for sure I get back way more money, for example. Because I am also working in another motorsport stuff, because some companies asked me for some rubber knowledge, okay, that they make real tires for real cars or for motocross or for something like that. And I am also working with these companies trying to help them for something. And you see that the knowledge that we have now and the all the effort that we put in, it's not less of what they put in Formula One or in MotoGP or in motocross or something like that. But the money that we get back are way, way, way less. And so for sure, it's a lot of work. And in this moment for us is good because, as I said, as also you say, tires are performing very well on both slicks and carpet, talking about 10 scale.
Mm-hmm.
But what you get back, what you really get back, it's for me nothing of what you do every day. So because the work that you do, the effort that you put in, it's really a lot.
Yeah, I think that comes from when I had Robert on her. Well, actually, it was a few months ago, but the podcast was released a few weeks ago, and we got into talking about. A lot of people will tell you that it doesn't cost a lot the tires should be cheaper. They are consumable. I understand that people go through a lot of tires and stuff like that. I understand that it is an expensive thing as well, and it makes a big difference in your game. I know I've had to buy tires too, no discount and stuff like that. I get it. I understand, and I can see the big difference that they make. And people probably have a point about them should be a little bit cheaper. And there probably are some brands out there that probably should have cheaper point prices or price points, sorry, because they're not probably doing as much R&D as, say, I would say yourself, J Concepts, and maybe one or two other brands out there. Maybe not even that much, right? But there's a lot of time and effort that goes in. I mean, Robert put it really good. He said, "Yeah, what about the time and money and time it took for me to pack up my stuff, go to the track, practice, test, give feedback, test different compounds, go back out there the next day, do the same thing." That all costs money, right? You got to pay for the travel of that person, the time of that person, and that all kind of factors into everything. And that might be on I remember him saying it might be on compounds that never even get made because they don't work, right? And I think that tires more especially because tires are a big thing. I'm sure chassis go through this as well. I'm sure many companies go through this, but tires is quite a lot. And tires are very easy to kind of be copied and get, copied and rebranded, and people putting their own compounds and stuff on them too. But people like yourself, like a J Concepts, they put a lot of work into it to develop one tire, not let alone a whole point. Let's take a slick, right? You think a slick is probably the easiest thing to make. It has no tread pattern, right? You would think.
Sure, no.
You would think.
You think.
But then you just told me you went through 5 to 7 different compounds and you're still not to the compound. You're still looking for another one.
Yeah.
So it's all those five. And let's, for example, when you send I have a question. When you send a sample of compound, let's say you're going to send a sample of slick tire compounds to Aidenhorn, Chase Lemieux. How many tires are we talking about sending them?
No, when I send samples, I send like maybe 5 sets each. No, it's not so much because you see immediately if it works or not.
Okay.
So you can see really immediately. So sometimes I also send 1 set for each driver because you see immediately if it works. You see immediately.
Okay, interesting. Okay, but that all still has to be paid for.
Yes,
shipping,
of course.
time, all
Shipping
that type of
cost, product cost, and everything. Yeah, of course you need to pay for it.
I remember talking to Una. I said to Una at FCC, I was like, "Oh, Associated got you over here." He goes, "Not Associated, HotRace."
No. Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, good." And he was the best Associated driver there that weekend too.
Yeah.
So, lots of things people don't understand, and you're not unique. But I think the big tire companies, and you are one of the big tire companies, that you put a lot of money back into development. You put a lot of money back into sponsoring, all this type of stuff. It is. I understand when people say that prices should be cheaper. I get that. But I also understand that the time and effort and money that went into developing this tire. And the people, well, they made their money this time over. But what about the tire that isn't making a lot of money, right? That has to be made up for and all that type of stuff. So it is a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of sacrifice to develop tires, successful tires, like which you have done. So, and in such a short time, like you said, and I think that is one of your superpowers, your ability to, you're kind of boots on the ground there in the trenches, racing with these guys. I remember last year at Florida Carpet Championships, you was like, okay, I don't like this. I need a little bit more this height or this and that.
Yeah.
So I see that.
Techno RC. Techno RC is a championship-winning manufacturer of high-performance A-scale, 10-scale, nitro, and electric RC buggies and trucks. With a worldwide dealer network, USA and Europe-based headquarters, comprehensive warranty program, and global race support, Techno RC is excellence in RC. View the full lineup of Techno RC race-proven vehicles by visiting www.technorc.com.
I wanted to ask you something real quick about carpet tire development. Now, is there a difference in your, like, versus USA carpet, like the CRC carpet, the carpet we saw at Carpet Championships, versus what we see in Europe? Do you have to have some subtle differences in your tires for that as well?
Yeah, it's different. It's for sure different. For example, the rear pattern, now we made a new one for US that it's with the very small pins. And in Europe works really in a few, or only in few tracks. In US works in all tracks. Because the carpet is more thin in US and the grip is higher. In Europe is a little bit bigger, the carpet, and it's not less grip, it's a different grip. So about the compound works similar because we use more or less the same compounds. But for example, in Europe, we go most of the time with the medium tires or soft medium. In US, we go soft or soft medium. So in Europe, we also go one step further. And with the rear tires with a little bit bigger pins are better than what is working in US. So US smaller pin, Europe bigger pin, Europe harder tires, US softer tires.
Okay. So what did you have anything special for Florida Carpet Championships this year? Because that kind of carpet caught everybody it shouldn't have caught everybody for a surprise, because people knew coming into the Carpet Championships that the track had not much traction compared to years before.
Yeah, the thing that we did this year was like, of course we developed the compound. We used our soft compound, that is the softer that we have. And we on 4-wheel drive we used the new rear tires, the one that I told you. And on 2-wheel drive we used the standard version because the grip was very, very low. So thanks to the pin that was a little bit higher to the new version, this helped for the rear grip. So on two-wheel drive, we used the normal version, and on four-wheel, we used the new version. But for example, last week at the race that they had last week on carpet, both Chase and they didn't use the new version on the rear because the grip was higher. So they used it on both cars, the new version for the rear.
Yeah, because I think they put new carpet on, or I think because that carpet doesn't get used so much.
For sure not like Florida. And but to be honest, I'm not sure because I was not there, so I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, and Aiden Horn actually won that. So
yeah, Aiden won two-wheel drive and Chase won four-wheel drive.
Yeah, so there you go. Last big race, and then 2 weeks from now we'll be racing again at the Clash.
Yes, right.
So a great year for you in 10 scale.
Yes.
I know you probably can't give me an exact number, but what is probably the cost of producing a successful slick tire from, like, roughly?
The cost, but you mean the cost only of the raw material?
No, altogether.
Altogether?
From your brain to what we see now, or a carpet tire.
For slicks, maybe a pair of just tire, no insert, is $8-9.
Okay.
Not less.
And that's not shipped, right? Or that's
not shipped.
Right. But that's $8-9 worth of R&D.
Yes. R&D and
Horn.
Paying the drivers and just the quantity of rubber that you have to put in. That's
of course.
So then you have insert, you have to package, you have the labels, you have the employee that work on it. And then if you see at how much we sell, then you say, okay, they make really not so much profit on it.
How much?
Because we make the profit with the quantities, not with the selling the single pair. Because if I have to sell a single pair, for sure we cannot make any money. We need to make a good quantities to make a decent amount of profit.
Right, and the quantities that you're selling at high quantities aren't the same price as one pair of retail.
Yes. So for me, all the for example, all the shops has the same price.
Got you.
All the final. So if you are a shop that you buy 100 sets, or you are a shop that you buy 2 sets, it's the same price. On the shop that buy more tires, in the end, I can give an extra discount, so they can use this extra discount to buy some other tires.
Okay.
But you have to buy, of course, way more quantities.
Got you. All right. Well, we talked a lot about 10 scale. We're starting off 10 scale again, very hot again here with the Clash coming up. Let's look at 8 scale, right? So 8 scale, another big market for you, obviously over there in Europe. Probably the number 1 tire there in Europe. I would say top 2, number 1 or 2. I would say number 2 tire in the USA, and there's no offense. I would say that J Concepts is not even number 2 top tire in Europe, right?
J Concept is crazy big in the 1 scale.
But in America, J Concepts is huge, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not so much over in Europe as you are. And then HotRace is definitely second. Then I would say like TZO's there. Then you have Promotion, Dial Hobbies, and then you have a lot of other tires as well. But I would say definitely in America, it's J Concepts, HotRace, TZO, I would say, and then Promotion, which are your top 4 brands of and Dialed Hobbies, because I know someone's going to complain if I don't say them.
Yeah.
But there's a plethora of competition for you out there, right? So what are you planning for because I know you put a lot of focus and you're doing well in the 10 scale program. I know you still have like Tyler Jones. Oh, I forgot to say, I kind of see where Factory Tracks is going to as well, but we'll talk more about that in silly season.
Okay.
I forgot to remind me to talk about that. But what can we expect in the 8-scale market with HotRace? Are you working on something new? Are you working on something USA specific? When I say specific, I would say something for like indoor 8-scale racing.
We already did a new pattern that will be released in January. And I'm already working. I worked on it, and we already have a new compound for indoor track. When you don't have to use clay anymore, then you have to use like normal compound. I made a new one that we use it at AMS with with Meyer, and he was very fast because he made the main in all classes. And then in the last final of the buggy, I told him, okay, now we have to test this new one because I'm sure that works good. And I think he made the fastest lap of the final. And he told me, oh, Nico, this one has so much grip. So I said, okay, now I know what to do. And the main thing is that in US, for example, with A-Scale, I have Jared that is back to racing because I asked him back racing because I need someone that give me some feedback. Because if he's not racing, I really don't have any feedback. And then I have Tyler Jones that he also give me feedback. He always is very positive and he's always very happy with tires and everything. But he also not races so much because he's not his main job. So his race is not so much. So for me, it's difficult in US. If I not come with Europeans, for me, it's difficult in US to find the best combo that can work there. But now, I think after the last MS, I know exactly what to do in all conditions.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And is it harder to develop an 8-scale tire than a 10-scale tire?
Yes, because the dirt is always different.
Okay.
So you never have the same dirt. And so yes.
And I would say it's a few more elements: temperature, watering, humidity. I mean, that affects other tracks too, but indoor or outdoor racing, it affects 8-scale seems quite a lot because it's still exposed to the elements, I would say.
Yeah.
Cool. What did you, speaking of other tire companies, I forgot to throw RAWSpeed in there. What did you think of the acquisition of RAWSpeed by AJ Schumacher there in Arizona?
To be honest, I don't know really well all the RAWSpeed, the company, and I know, to be honest, that the owner, no, not Tony, the old owner,
Jason.
he has a lot of knowledge because Mark always told me that he has a lot of knowledge.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, this is what I know. But to be honest, I think that Tony made this because he wants his own brand. And I think he has the power, the money to do that, and he did that. And I am happy for that because I need that. I think that more competition where more the level is high and more everyone enjoy RC World.
Do you, because he's young, like he's 23, and AJ young. 23, yes. He's hungry, he's a racer. Do you kind of see, because I asked Jason this too, do you kind of see a little bit of yourself? I don't know how old you were when you started this.
I started when I had 18 years old.
Right, so same age-ish. Obviously, you didn't buy a brand, you made your own brand.
Yeah.
But do you see a little bit, I think it's great to see young guys like that doing this type of stuff.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree.
I would rather see somebody young like that who's hungry, who wants to probably do things a little bit different, and who's going to put, now he has to commit and put time and effort and everything into it. So I think it's going to be good, and competition is good for everybody, right? It pushes everybody's level up, and the consumer benefits in the end. So I think it was a good move. It's going to be interesting to see her in the next coming years with RAWSpeed coming out now. And Jason was very smart. I don't know all the details in the sale and how it happened. I know they kept it under wraps for a long time, and I know Tony quite well. So I was surprised when it happened as well. So it's definitely interesting. All right. Well, speaking of USA and feedback, let's get into some of that. Are you looking to sign any top USA drivers? I mean, you have obviously Chase Lemieux, Aiden Horn, Tyler Jones, and Jared Tebow, but maybe somebody of a bigger stature. Maybe that's somebody that does 10 scale and 8 scale.
To be honest, this year I was in contact with maybe all 10 scale drivers instead of one. and with most of 8 scale drivers. But in the end, I think it's not sure yet that I'm not going to take any drivers.
Okay.
The main reason is that I think that for me, it's difficult in this moment to pay a lot for drivers. And it's not difficult because I can't.
Right.
It's difficult because I think that I give you right now one of the best products. Okay. So you cannot have one of the best product, best salary, best organization, best effort, but it is not possible. So you need to give me something back because okay, I understand that the drivers make their job. And if you don't have a driver, you cannot win the races. Okay, I understand this. But if I give you the best or one of the best product, you also give to me something back. And something back is not winning the race, because winning the race is your job. I don't know. I think in a different way. And for one of these reasons, because of this, I think that I don't have any drivers any new drivers in US the next year. We keep with the same team. So with the Jared and all the other guys, and maybe there is one that is coming, maybe, but is not sure. That is a big name, and but is not sure yet. But I know that are some drivers that in US that are going to change their tires. So I know that, and but I can't say for respect of these drivers. And but I know that there are some drivers that are going to move, and they will be shocked.
I think so.
Trust me.
I've heard some stuff too, but I don't know how much of it's true. I don't know how much of it's true.
It's true.
Well, one of them was I heard you was involved. So
no, I'm not involved.
Okay, so then it's not true what I heard.
If we are talking about the same person, I'm not involved.
Okay.
Or better, not anymore.
Okay, that makes sense too. But okay, well, now we're talking about silly season. Baruffolo, Marco out at HotRace again, second time for Baruffolo.
Yeah, easy. The thing that I said you before. He asked me for some money, and was not possible. And I said to him, "Hey, Marco, it's not possible. I can help you in some other way because I always helped him." And Marco is always in my heart. Okay,
I know that.
Yeah, always. And I told him that for my side it was not possible. Then he talked with his main sponsor, that is Kyosho, and he had to do this choice. And they said to him, "Okay, good luck."
Sounds like he's going to Matrix.
No.
OGO?
No.
Okay, you can't tell. Well, it will be, to be fair.
But he's not one of these two.
I felt if Baruffolo went to Matrix, he would never be forgiven by you again.
No, he's not going there. I don't know. Maybe they.
I'm joking.
Sure
I'm
not
joking.
there. Yeah,
I said if he went to Matrix,
for sure not for me. For sure not for me. No, because I never say to someone not go there for. No, never.
I know. I'm only joking with you. I'm only joking.
Yeah, no. But it's not Matrix and it's not Ogo. It's
really interesting.
Yeah, it's another brand.
I have another idea. I think I talked about this on my live.
Okay.
It's been a rough year for Baruffolo though. Well, a rough couple of years. He comes off that big win at Silver State with you and the Techno a couple of years ago. He went to WIRC, never really hit nothing with WIRC. He's been on Kyosho a year. I think he has that one race this year where he had really bad back problems. Marco is extremely talented, very fast, one of the fastest racers in the world, period. But consistency, it's just a shame. He's what, 26, 27? He's still young. So I get it though. He kind of has to go where he's gonna make some money and probably get to race for another year or two. I get it. I understand both sides of the situation.
Yeah, for sure.
But one person you did sign, you said there's going to be another one leaving, but one person you did sign that you said you always wanted to sign was Runabout.
Maybe we have two more that are leaving.
Oh wow, big names,
and it's always for the same reason.
Well, of course it's got to be money, Nicola.
It's always for the same reason. And to be honest, I'm a little bit tired of that because you cannot ask me you just ask, and then what you give me back.
So you want them to give back more than just, I get that. I understand it. It's like,
for example, Robert. Okay.
Right.
Robert give me maybe more of what they give to him. Give me back more of what they give to him.
He does. He does a lot.
Okay. He does a lot of job for me. Mm-hmm. Okay. A lot of things, I don't want to say promotion. Okay. But really a lot of things around. He contact the distributors. He always, hey, Nico, we try to do this. Hey, Nico, we have to do that. And he complained. Of course, he complained. If something don't work, Robert is the first one that complained. But complain in a positive way.
I get it. I've watched Robert work.
Yeah.
I've watched him.
So he worked very hard and he deserved what I do for him. I'm not saying that the other drivers don't deserve that, okay? Mm-hmm. But if I give you, at least in Europe, the best or one of the best tires, okay? And I also give you something more, you cannot me ask for more and more every time.
But I get it. The results is your job.
Yeah, right. If you make results, I give you a bonus. Always. Because I give you bonus because I want to be grateful with you and say, oh, thank you because you put my tires on top. But if you are not with my tire, but not my tires, if you are not with a brand that has a good stuff, you are not on top. And if you are not on top, the year after, what happened with the car, what happened with the engine, what happened? So it's not always only asking. Need always something back.
I agree. So for those who are listening, Robert is like your right-hand man when it comes to HotRace, I would say, especially over there in Europe. I have personally been, when I was on tour with Robert, obviously, when he was in South America, he was constant like WhatsApp, because that's what we use WhatsApp, right? A lot of Americans that use WhatsApp, but we use WhatsApp. And it was every time, Robert, WhatsApp, HotRace, or this, or that. Now, Robert's always been that hustler, right? Whereas all these other guys, they've never really had to hustle that hard, right? They get, hey, I win, that's my job, you should pay me. But you do pay them. You pay them a bonus, you pay them this. But I understand where you say what you want more. And you know what? A lot of these drivers have to start doing this. Like, this is a big part.
For example, Chase and Aiden, and Aiden, they do that.
Exactly. Aiden has a YouTube channel.
They work super hard. They work for the company.
I get it. I get it.
This is what you need. You don't need just a driver that say, okay, just give me. As I said before, I don't want to say that some drivers do only that. No. But it's not what I'm looking for.
I understand what you're saying. And there's drivers out there that are going to get paid just for being who they are. I understand that part too. But I understand your philosophy.
I also understand. I understand your philosophy. 100%. I also understand for sure.
So you said maybe two more people leaving in Europe. Big names?
Big names, yes.
Ooh.
Big events.
Ooh. Do you think we're gonna see more drivers maybe go to open tire on everything in 8 scale? Kind of like what Ronafalk done?
No.
Just you need that. They need that. So I have a question. If there is a driver on open tire, like say how Ronafalk was an open tire driver, right, for a while. Now, do they get product from you, and if they win, do they get contingency from you?
No.
So if he wins with your tire, he doesn't get nothing from it.
If they use the tires for all the race,
Mhm.
they don't pay me the tires. If they are going to change the tires during the weekend, I charge them.
Okay. Okay. And now if they do, say they win with your tire, do you pay them a bonus?
No.
Ah.
If you are not my driver, no.
Ah, okay. So they don't really make any money off of this stuff if they're open
But
tire.
for example, David Ronifal now is HotRace driver. So
I know.
he won the so now he won the Euros with HotRace and he got a bonus.
You always said that's the one driver you wanted to sign. You got him.
Yes. David is another driver that now he's not racing a lot in scale because he's also focused on, because his main sponsor that is X-Ray want him also drive touring car, to upscale and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And he's not racing a lot A scale, but he's also another driver that put a lot of effort, a lot of work on it, a lot of work behind the shed, not only on the track, the winning the races. And but is not doing this a lot because, to be honest, he's stopped with the A scale from August. And now start again. He told me that he started again with A scale in April. So it's 7-8 months.
I mean, yeah, he was in
A scale.
Yeah.
So
X-Ray has been doing a lot of touring car, tail scale.
Yeah, right.
They had the Hoodie series here this past as we recorded this at his track.
He has to take care also of this.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember you said when he was hoping to sign him when he was with Mayako and he went to Matrix, and he was like, "That's the one guy I've always wanted to sign." Was David Ronafalk?
It's true.
But you got him. You got him.
Yes.
You got him.
Yes.
With that, are we going to see any moves for any drivers in Europe then? Or are you just you're gonna see some drivers leave, or are you gonna add to that stable?
No, as I told you,
in Europe.
For my side, in Europe. For my side, two more drivers are going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
For my side, and one for sure. Another one, I don't know. I don't know yet. And this second one will be shocked like Marco. And what else? I think that some drivers are going to also change from brands to another, but they're not coming to me to HotRace for sure. So we in Europe this year we are not going to take any driver. Maybe one, but one that not only do off-road, do many classes. So maybe it's not sure yet.
All right.
And that's it. So for us, it's not a big silly season for HotRace. So it's
to be fair, I don't think it's going to be that big of a silly season anyway. It's not. A lot of these guys are locked up.
I think that will be one name that not I'm not involved on this, that will shock everyone. Maybe you know who.
I'm retired from silly season.
Me too.
I'm just a consultant now. Max has to pay me a fee to beat me. All right. All right. Here's something I wanted to talk to you about because you are against this.
BeachRC.com, the racer's one-stop online hobby shop. Choose from all the popular brands and variety in stock with super fast shipping and great customer service. BeachRC.com still has the local hobby shop feel with all the benefits of the internet. BeachRC.com is the exclusive distributor for Ultimate Racing, S-Works, Pro Circuit Racing Tires, Nitro Lux Fuels, and Assault RC Performance products. So fill up your cart and check out at BeachRC.com today.
I am for it, but I'm also understanding the point of being against it, is you do not want a spec tire for the 1/8 scale World Championships. Or sorry. Last time I talked to you, we was talking about it. You are not in favor of spec tire, or you. I don't. Anyway. Let's find out. What are your feelings on spec tire for like a World Championship in the 1/8 scale off-road World Championships?
Never in
No.
life.
Explain.
I tell you why.
I want to
I tell you
understand why.
Okay, I'll tell you why. I think that A-scale buggy at the moment is the biggest class in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Why is the biggest class in the world? This is a question that I
No. You want me to answer?
Okay.
Because it's fun. I think it's the closest thing we have to a real sport, almost, to an extent. That and the OnRoad version of it, I would say.
Okay. What I want to say is 2012, we did the World Championship 110 Nitro in Bangkok. Okay. Open Tyres. All company tires went there. All company tires bring 2 drivers, 3 drivers, 5 drivers, 6 drivers with them. Total 20 drivers. Total of entries was full, 220. Okay? Was full bet World Championship. 2 years after, World Championship, Bangkok. Again. Okay? 2 years after. Control tires. Number of drivers, 98. Okay, for sure it's not only because of the Spec Tyres, for sure.
Okay.
But for sure is one of the reasons, because I don't push my drivers to go. Jason, for example, don't push his drivers to go. And Matrix don't push his drivers to go. Sismic don't push his drivers to go. And then you have 40 drivers less, 30 drivers less. Because it's no point for us to push a driver to go to that race. There are so many drivers that we pay to go to that race. For example, World Championship, 1/8 e-buggy, Portugal, this year. Jason paid for most of them to go there. If it was Spec Tyres, we had no Americans, maybe one. We need, this is not Formula One. This is not MotoGP. This is a small world. If we start to have Spec Tyres, we start to kill the companies. And if we kill the companies, all the RC world go down. Like 1/8 on-road now, 110 on-road now. 1/8, the on-road is super, super bad now because it's everything under control. Fuel, Spec Tyres. What you want to do? Company cannot survive with that. So the only company that can make some money are the company that already has money, and they can give money under the ground to everyone to make the race with their tires, so as to be selected as Spec Tyres. This is the only way. It's not because your products are better than the other. It's just because of money.
I understand all those arguments. I understand that. What would you say to somebody who said, "Well, look at the 10 scale worlds. It's successful. It has it fills up. It's controlled tire."
The 10 scale off-road is successful, but you think that Open Tyres it's less? For me, no, 100%.
Well,
for me, you have way more drivers because it was not full the World Championship.
Okay, I mean that also might be having something to do with it being in Australia. I'm just saying, but
maybe.
So,
but it was not full.
So you feel that Spec Tire basically kind of was the beginning of the end for the Nitro on-road side
100%.
of things.
Yes, 100%.
Because it's actually, I have a question about that. All right, so what would you say to people like JQ or even myself who say that Spec Tire is at a World Championship is the fairest way and probably the most economic way for the average racer to go there?
The first way, why?
Fairest way, and I've heard other drivers say fair, as in everybody's on the same tire.
Why?
Because everybody is on the same tire, apparently.
Okay, but
I'm just
if you
saying.
make the wrong choice because you choose the wrong brand, it's not a, a company that works well. Problem.
I understand that. I get that, but I'm just telling you what other drivers say. If everybody's on the same tire, everybody is equal. Apparently,
Okay, so maybe we
on
can
tires.
put also same motor and same car.
But I get it. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But how about saving the racer money?
For sure no.
So you think
Because
you
I
are
tell
like,
you why.
okay, tell me why.
I tell you why no. Okay, you go to World Championship and we have to start from this. The people that go to World Championship, they not go there to save $100. Okay, these not this kind of people. Okay, that go to World Championship. But if you go to World Championship, for example, this year we give a support to all drivers at the World Championship. So the people come to us and buy, and then they go to pay to their distributor, to their shop or whatever. They buy on the track. What they need, they buy on the track. We give full support. So they buy on the track. And the cost of tires was for sure normal cost. So was not higher or not less, was just standard regular cost. And why they have to pay more? So why you have to pay less with Spec Tyres? Why? It's no reason to pay less because you have to use 5 sets, 6 sets, I don't know, 4 sets. It's just a number. You pay these for 40 euros. I talk in euros. You have to pay 40 euros. If you come to me to the race and you go to your distributor, maybe you also get the discount because you have the discount with your distributor and you pay 30 euros. So you pay less money.
A good point, but so here's my thoughts on Spec Tyres. It's only cheaper. I do agree it's fair over. Listen, I am in favor of Spec Tyre for certain things. My this would be my dream, but I know it's never going to happen. I would like to see Spec Tyre. I like how RCGP did it. I like Spec Tyre for the amateur person with limits, for limit of tires. Because when you go unlimited tires, it eliminates Spec Tyres. I think they need to do this at any Spec Tyre event. But then there's too much money involved in the track or everybody selling the tires. So that's why it's not done. I do understand the fairness side of things where people are like, it comes down like nobody's going to have an advantage with a tire and whatnot. And this happens in other racing as well. It's not unique. Not the racing that we emulate in 8 scale, because in motocross, I think you can have any type of any motocross tire, I believe.
Yes.
I understand that part of it, but I understand that push to do that. It's supposed to be cheaper for people and carrying less, just a lot of stuff. But I also understand your point. The people that are going to these world championships ain't if you're going to a world championship, you're gonna have in your budget money for tires, right?
And you also want to use the tires that you like to use.
Yeah, I agree with you. I understand that, and I also understand having being crowned a world champion and everybody running different tires, and that tire that so basically when that brand is Ongaru, he wins the world championship. Obviously, every brand that he represents is a world champion.
Yes, for sure.
It's a little different when you don't have a Spec. I understand all those points, but I'm torn. I used to be pro Spec Tyre all the time, but now as I've gotten deeper into the industry, I'm like, and there's no value. I understand. Like there was no value for you to send any of your drivers.
Yes.
To
you will
Australia.
have way less drivers if you do Spec Tyres. Way less.
Well, I mean, I understand why you didn't send them. Why you wouldn't send anybody?
There's no
because
no
there's no
you
I mean, you don't make. There's nothing. You just do tires, right? You don't do bodies.
I do also bodies. Okay, but for me, it's no point. For me, it's no point to spend money to send their one of my drivers that they want to send from Italy. It's no point for me.
Because I think what people don't understand is a lot of these guys' contracts, they think like, oh, the chassis company pays this much money and they pay for travel and they do this. A lot of these guys' contracts and the way they get to races is through various different companies, right?
Yes.
Like we talked earlier, how you got Una to FCC,
Yeah,
how
right. This is
J
what
Concepts got a lot of the Americans to Portugal.
to Portugal. So
Right.
if it was Spec Tyres, you think that Joanna was in US or
Yeah, of course, I get that.
all the USA drivers, they were in Portugal? Was not possible.
That comes back to what we talked about earlier about the money that you guys put in to make sure not just you, there's other companies as well, but the way these guys get to races, it's no different from me. When I went to Portugal, I had to get money from this company and this company and that company to go, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I fully understand it. But I still am in favor of spec. I'm so torn, Nicola. I like spec tire racing. I like open tire racing. They both bring their limits of drama.
I don't like Spec Tyres racing, of course, because I make tires, so I don't like Spec. But I have some company that make tires that they like Spec Tyres because maybe they don't want to spend so much money on developing and everything, and they just have a lot of money and put their money on it and say, okay, now you use my tires because I give you 10,000 euros.
Yeah, but that would stop. You know what that would stop? When they have tire limits and people ain't going to buy 10, 15 sets of tires and they can only get 3 or 4 tires. I guarantee you that stops.
No, these never stop.
Yeah, because the money is in selling a bunch of tires to people.
Yes, but then you sell also before the event.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
you sell the event before because they want to use the same tires, and then use the event before because they want to use the same tire, and then only one company survive. And you know which one? The one that has more power, and the power is the money.
That makes sense. I never thought of it that way. I forgot about the races on either end of it.
This is what happened in OnRoad.
Great segue into OnRoad. Looking for top-tier performance and reliability in your RC setup? Hi-Tech RCD has you covered with industry-leading charges and servos for both surface and air applications. Whether you're bashing racing or taking to the skies, Hi-Tech's advanced technology delivers precision, power, and durability when you need it most. From high-torque servos to smart, efficient charging solutions, trust Hi-Tech to keep you in control. Hi-Tech, powering passion, elevating performance. Visit www.hightechrcd.com today and let them know Lefty sent you.
And we have 50 drivers at World Championship. Come on.
We had 48 at this recent
48, one. Okay, whatever.
And then there was 52 or 54 for GT. But that's a different thing. But at the same track. And then last year at the 10 scale Worlds, 52. I said something. Now, I disclaim I know nothing about on-road racing. Nothing, right? Okay. Especially on-road. I think it's cool. It's not my cup of tea. I think the GP side of things is awesome. I like GT because it seems to be somewhat popular.
Okay. I started with GT.
Right.
When I
had GT?
With the GT.
Okay.
When I had 6 years old.
Okay, it's popular here, actually. Really popular here in the DR. But I don't know nothing about firm tire racing at all, right? I asked, why can't the 10 scale Nitro Sedan Worlds and the 8 scale World Championships that we just saw that happen in Chile be combined? I mean, they're both firm tires, right?
I think because most of the drivers that race in 8 scale, they also race in 10 scale.
They do not?
The most of them do both classes.
All right, so why couldn't they do them both and
because
they do?
Because they in the end they would choose only one.
But what if they were both like kind of maybe not as long as what we just saw in Australia. Like, what if it was if you could do it in one?
For me, need to be for me. But the problem then is that the track is the same, because the best thing is to do like doing test scale off road, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Okay, so you start with 2-wheel drive 4 days, and then you do at 4-wheel drive other 4 races. You can do same with the 10 scale and 8 scale. But the problem is that if you do the 10 scale world championship, then you already know the track. So the people that only do 8 scale, they don't know the track, and it's not fair.
Oh, okay, so I understand that. I mean, I would generally think that most people would do both, but that is a point. I would say that there are two different vehicles, but if the person didn't race 10 scale prior to that, the person that did race 10 scale has an advantage. I understand that. Okay, that point is I understand that. But I think something if both sides are racing this class, 8 scale and 10 scale guys, I think in order to save both of these worlds, well, I don't think 8 scales as much, but I'll get into that in a minute. But to save the 10 scale worlds, at least for that class, I think thinking about combining it should be looked at, and maybe some rules like, hey, you kind of have to race both. I don't know if you can make people race both though. I don't know. It's weird. It's not as dry and it's not as simple as 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive, right? Because most people
it's not the same.
But I say most people generally race that. You know, you go to a race, you race 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. So I understand that point. I understand your point. So let's talk about the 1/8 scale worlds that happened this past weekend. As we record this, it happened in Chile. Only 48 entries, but the last time they held this in Japan, they had way more entries, a lot more. You know, when they had it in Japan, I think in 2023.
I think they were like 90, more or less. 90
really?
Entries, 90, 95, something like that.
Well, there was a lot more a lot more. You know, if it was at Infinity Swim Track, they had live RC. It was a lot more. I was a lot more aware of it. It was a lot more in my face than this past weekend. Unfortunately, because Cash is actually a very nice area. The track is huge. They only had about 50 something entries for the recent GT Worlds there as well. Infinity decided not to go. Like the whole entire Infinity team decided not to go because of I don't know what the reasons were. Safety, I don't know. Nitro OnRoad is I'm confused by it. Like, you know, I really am. Maybe you can shed a little bit of light onto why these type of things happen in this class.
I think okay, for sure this class is quite expensive. Because the main factor in 1/8 all-road is the engine. If you don't have a good engine, and if you don't have a good quantities of engine with you, you cannot go to any race. So, for example, in Escalo Nitro Road, you don't need to have spec tires. You need to have spec engine if you want to get more drivers. Because
so they don't have a spec engine.
No, it's open engine. But for me, it's good to have open engine because, as I said before, everything needs to be open in our world, in all classes, in all tires, car, engine, servo, whatever, need to be open for me. But if you want to help the class, you don't need to have spec tires. You need to have spec engine. Because this make huge difference in terms of money, in terms of performance, in terms of time to spend on the track to break in the engines and all this stuff. So there is a super big difference between the top drivers and normal drivers, not only, but mainly for the engine. And this big difference is also because the top drivers, they can get so much engines from their from the engine company that people that just buy the engine They cannot, because a good engine in S-scale road costs, I don't know, 700-800 euros. And you need to have maybe 5, 4, 6 for a world championship.
That's well, you did say that. Pecco actually said that too, because he did some GP racing in Finland, and it's amazing how much a engine makes a difference.
Yeah.
I think I'm more surprised that a company like Infinity. Now, I think like a company like Infinity is kind of keeping those two classes afloat: 10 scale on-road and 8 scale on-road nitro, because obviously they have a lot of money to pump into it. They have arguably probably the best drivers in the world, but for them, it comes back to your argument about. But I personally don't understand why they didn't do this. But they basically pulled out of the race. Didn't send any of their drivers, even though they were the current world championships, and the attendance of the race suffered immensely.
Yes, for sure.
Immensely. Like, I'm pretty sure there were probably 40 more people that would have come to this race had Infinity went there. Across
Maybe
the whole
40,
team.
Maybe 40, no, but 20, 25, yes.
It would have affected that. Maybe if HotRace was still in this and it was Open Tyres, he would have had a team to help drivers get there.
For sure, 4 or 5 drivers from my side come, for sure. And maybe 4 or 5 from another brand. So you have 10 drivers more. And then maybe Infinity come, because if I come there, I ask, if it was Open Tyres, I ask Colari, Salemi, and Raiola to come with me. So 3 top drivers. And if these 3 top drivers, you think that Matrix, for example, don't send them Balestri and all the other top drivers? For sure. And then you have more drivers. And here we return on what we were talking before.
Now, do you think these two classes come back from where they were, from where they are right now?
At the moment, no. If they change nothing, no.
I think 10th.
Sorry, not this year, but next year, 2026, we will have the World Championship 1.8 Nitro 10 scale in Italy, Gubbio. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many drivers we can be there, but looks like that we will be close to 100. And close to 100 will be a huge number.
I agree.
I hope so, to be honest, because it's in Italy, it's my second home track. So I like to have them to make a big race. I hope that we have a good amount of drivers. But last European Championship, they were like in 60, 70.
So are you like actively pushing for them to have Open Tyres?
Yes, but no. They said to me, no. That is. I also told them, okay, in this moment, the biggest company with the foam tires is me and Matrix. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why you don't open only to these 2 brands? You just ask these 2 brands to help the track for something like, I don't know, give some sponsorship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So me and the other brand give a sponsorship to the track, like, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000, I don't know, just a number. Okay.
Got you.
So they make a control area. We use Spec Tyres, but multi-brand, not only one brand. So we use Spec Tyres, closing in the package, everything fine. So I choose what they want to use, and Matrix, for example, choose what they want to use. But it's 2 brands. You have competition. And for sure, you have more drivers on the track. For sure.
So there's no other real brands making foam tires? It's not
big one.
Got you.
There are some, yes, but are small than us. So, for example, if I go on the World Championship and they bring their 2,000 set of tires, but I only sell 1,000, for me, it's not a problem to bring back 1,000 set of tires. And this is the same for Matrix. Okay.
Got you.
But if a small company go there with 2,000 set of tires and they sell only 100, for them is a problem.
Got you. I understand. It's such a I mean, off-road, 1/8 scale off-road is so niche, but when we get into this 1/8 scale, 1/10 scale firm tire on-road stuff, it's very, 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 very niche. Very niche. Very niche.
Yeah.
Interesting. How about like at a Euros and all that? Do you get how many entries do you get at like a 8 scale Euros?
This
Nitro
year,
Euros?
Heroes A scale was with my tires,
Mhm.
and we get 75 drivers,
Wow.
80. Yeah.
I-
This is what I told you before. It's something that really was not like that before,
Got
but
you.
not even close to that.
But
Before,
still,
to go to Heroes, you need to go to national championship and need to be qualified for that.
I mean, still
Now
75, 80 is more than 48. But then you look at like the European Championships for 1/8 scale, and it's 150 entries every year.
Yeah, it's full every
Yeah.
year. It's full. So you have the waiting list driver that want to race, but they cannot race.
Interesting. Interesting. Interesting thoughts. Interesting thoughts. All right. Let's wrap this up with some more off-road chat. Off-road chat. Elevate your RC experience with SidePieceRacing.com, North America's exclusive distributor for top-tier brands like Awesomatics, Roche, Wild Turbofan, Montac Racing, Corsa Tech, Phoenix Racing, and WheelSpeed. Whether you're seeking precision-engineered car kits, high-performance batteries, or aerodynamic bodies, they have you covered. Enjoy fast shipping, exceptional customer service, ensuring that you get the best gear when you need it. Visit SidePieceRacing.com today and race ahead of the competition. Let them know you heard about it on the No Name RC podcast. Step up your racing with Tyre Racing, one of Sweden's premier hobby shops and tracks dedicated to racers. Featuring top brands like X-Ray, Zoo Racing, and Team Coyote, they provide everything you need for precision chassis to high-performance electronics. Whether you're at the track or upgrading your setup, Tyre Racing caters to the racers who demand the best. Visit latara.se or stop by their shop and track for the ultimate RC experience. Tyre Racing, built for winners. So what do you are a manufacturer in RC. You've been around this for quite a long time. What do you see happening in our future coming up, or what would you like to see happen in our future?
For sure, I want to see more. I would like to see more, for example, that our sport need to be. I don't know how to say this. I want that people see what we do as a real sport. From
So
outside.
you think this is a sport, like I do?
Yes.
Because that's
100%.
another argument. People think this is a hobby.
A sport. This is not a hobby. No. This is not a hobby, because the hobby is the one that you go, you put not so much effort on it, and that's it. This is a real sport. You need to go on the gym, on the gym every day.
Well, you need to go practice every day. Every day.
Gym, it's like practice, okay? Every day. And for me, I need to stay here in the factory every day working to have the best tires. It's not a hobby. This is a sport. It's a real sport.
I think for people in our position, I throw myself in there that this is our life pretty much, because it is. It's not 24/7, it's 25/8. It's definitely a sport. I think for many people out there that race, it's a sport as well. But it's like anything else, right? I think when you get to a certain level, it's a sport, and it's obviously a sport and a business for us and these drivers and a lot of these manufacturers.
For me, for example, the tennis is a hobby.
The what?
Tennis.
Tennis.
You know tennis?
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It's a hobby for me because I go there, I have some fun. It's not a sport because I'm not professional on that. So it's a hobby.
But it is the sport of tennis.
But it's a sport. So what we do, it's a sport.
I agree with you. There's others that would say it isn't a sport because we don't physically do anything, but we do physically do something. We're actually using our hands and our eyes. And when you get at a certain level, even if you aren't getting paid for this, I think people that are competing at a very high level, people that are out there putting in work and time, as it's their hobby of doing it. Your hobby is doing the sport of tennis. And I think that's kind of where I leave RC. There are many people that do the hobby of racing RC cars. There's many people that do the hobby of bashing RC cars and crawling and this. But the RC racing side and the other competitive sides are the sports side of things.
Yes.
I would say that literally require you to do something physically different from somebody else, even though you're not physically. It's weird. I agree with you. I think I get in this talk with a lot of people. Like we think we're doing enough, and we're just not. Like we got people get excited about Oscar Piastri's helmet. That's great.
Yeah,
that's good. That's awesome. But we need but
that's for
fun.
me that was not a big move for our sport.
Yeah, we need Oscar Piastri coming to race, right?
Yes, we don't need him making this and say, "Oh, I race." No, we don't need, because this is like this is not. He make not as important. I don't know how to explain that. It's difficult for me to explain.
I will say this: I think it's cool, and I think it's great that he brings up his roots of RC racing. That's great,
for sure.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very thankful of that.
I agree with you.
I would love to see. I said this the other day. I'd love to see. You know what I like to see in RC? A celebrity race.
Yeah, this is what be. I want to see him racing, go on the track, and say, "Oh fuck, I lost against these drivers," because he will not win for sure.
No, he will not win against the drivers nowadays. I agree with
and
you.
Say, okay, this is a serious sport, and people that do that, they are super professional.
Of course,
this is what I want to see, not a helmet and something like that.
I agree with you. And you know what? These guys are professionals. I say this, and I've said it enough times on this podcast. These drivers, the Runafaus, the Quailers, the Matefields, the Dakota Fans, these guys
are professional.
These guys are no different from any top athlete in soccer, football. No different.
I agree with you. Totally agree.
They are the best in what they do. Right? They're like I'm going to use Ronaldo for people that don't know, or Messi that people don't know, or Michael Jordan type. Yeah. They are those level of people in this sport. It just they have that talent to do that. And that is not something that everybody in this world is born with. Everybody in this world can do RC cars, pretty much, right? You can you can drive an RC car around the track, and you can be pretty good at that. But there are 1 in a million people that have talent like those guys that enable them to be the best in the world at what they do.
I can be pretty good, but I cannot be the best.
Exactly.
And I cannot. Yeah. Well, I tell you one very quick story. I was like maybe 10 years ago. Okay. I was with X-Ray, and I was preparing my car and Bruno car 8-scale Nitro OnRoad. Okay. So I was preparing everything. Bruno was not racing 8-scale Nitro road for maybe 1 year, 1 year and a half, and was my main class at like maybe more than 10 years ago, maybe 12, 13 years ago. We went to ENS race. Okay. In the end of the first day of practice, Bruno was first with my car. Okay. And I was 6, 7. That was pretty good for me, to be honest. And I remember one people went to me and say, "Oh, Nico, I heard that you prepared Bruno cars, but why is first in your 7? Why? Because he's a professional driver and not. Because he's better than me. It's for this reason that I'm not a driver and I'm making tires."
Exactly.
That's it.
That's why I talk about fast guys, and I'm not fast. It's normal. Those guys have something that none of us have. Just like the people that make it to be the best, and then they go on. These guys go into another level because they become the best of the best, right? And there's different levels in RC drivers. And that's why, look, Mayfield went on and he won AMS at the end of the year. It's almost 40. It's like, hey, guys. Now, I mean, Canassa must beat him too, but you know, it was Canassa had a good run as well. But you get what I'm saying. These guys, like, imagine if Mayfield was still 40 and playing soccer and still scoring, like, I don't know, 3 goals a game.
Yeah. 3 goals a game. Okay.
Getting a hat trick every game, like at 40 years old, that would be like impossible.
Yeah, right.
I mean, maybe not impossible, but you know what I mean.
Not
like,
impossible. Nothing is possible. Yeah,
but not to the level of what he's doing to that. You know, obviously that's also a physical thing. It's a physical thing too, but his talent his work ethic and talent and mentality to still be as hungry as to take that win and use his experience to win that is something that is unique to those type of people in those upper echelons. Nicola, anything else you want to say before we go? We had a good chat. Anything else you want to talk about? Maybe going into 2026 for you, yourself, and HotRace.
Yeah, as I said before, for sure we are going to push even more next year. All the markets, so Europe, Asia, and the US, of course, and making new products and looking forward for the World Championship 1.8 Nitro in the US, the off-road, because I think that it will be a nice event, a great race, and for sure I can't wait to.
Are you excited for it?
Yes, always. For me, World Championship is always a World Championship.
I agree with you.
So I always like, and to be honest, I'm preparing that race very well because I normally start to prepare World Championship like 1 year before.
Have you been to Thornhill?
No, not yet, but my drivers, yes. So we already have very, very good feedback, but I still want more. So I know what to do, and I think that will be a good race for us. But I think that in general will be a good race. Then in the end, only one win, and so we never know who will be.
Will you be making a trip over there?
Yes.
Prior?
Yeah, I think I go to. Robert told me because Robert has all the all the races that we have to do.
Lone Star Challenge to warm up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we go that race and maybe we go also after that race. We go 2 times.
I'm excited for it too.
Yeah, me too. I think that will be a nice event.
Yeah.
I hope no drama, nothing crazy, because
it's always
these things
drama.
I don't like. Yeah, these things I don't like, but I think that will be nice event.
I'm excited to go. I enjoyed my first World Championship at Redovon. 2024 was nice, but not the same. So I'm excited to go to a 8-scale World Championship at Thornhill. Never been there myself. I love World Championships, right? I love them too. And I as much as I preach Spec Tyre, I kind of like having. I really do at the top echelon. I love having the Open Tyre stuff. So I don't know. I'm so torn between that. I like that because it's nothing like having all the brands there, right? And everybody kind of like that's what I like kind of at these World Championships. Like, and not only that, but when we go to these bigger races and all you brands are able to set up and you all put it in, but when you're at a World Championships, it's just extremely it's different. Everybody's level picks up. I'm sorry, I cut you off earlier. How would you? We got on this spiel about people getting to know RC more. What would be something you would like to see? How do you think? What would you like to see change in how we promote RC to the world? RC racing in general.
Okay, to promote RC, I think the best thing is to have like a celebrities that races. This is, I think, the best and the easiest. The easiest way to grow our RC world. I think we don't have any others, unfortunately. We don't have any, because I know that you make also the Netflix, the film on Netflix
A
with
docu-series thing.
the docu-series. Yes, right. You think that was good enough for to get more people involved or not?
Which
I
one?
don't
The
think.
RCGP one?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think
So
it could do better
was good.
explaining.
Yeah, I think that the best thing, the best way to do that is with the celebrities.
I think a celebrity race is possible and feasible. They do it. It costs money though, right? How do we make it worthwhile? Those guys doing it, right?
Yeah, but celebrity race will be like funnels. We don't
Like
need
a charity
to
race.
look. Yeah, we don't need to look like that. We need to look like professionals. I don't want that the Hamilton come to race MC just for have fun, and it's not my goal. My
You
goal
want it
is
to be
that
competitive.
yes, my goal is that Hamilton has to come to race and say, "Oh, fuck, these guys are super good, they're super professional, are super fast, and I cannot win against them." This is what I want.
Oh, so you want them to race? You want them to race? So do
I
you?
want that. I want them race really.
Oh, you
I
want them
don't
to?
want that.
No, got you. Do you want them to race against other RC racers? Oh, you know what would be
Yes.
cool if they paired up with other RC racers and they have like say we had a celebrity race. Say we had 10 celebrities. Just say we had 10. We pair them up with 10 different RC pro drivers to an extent as their mechanics, and then they take it because they have somebody to help them with their stuff. Then they take it like kind of like I don't know, just I don't know. Where I'm daydreaming right now. I'm dreaming. But it would be cool. Like pair them with a mechanic, like I don't know, Piastri with Ronafalk and stuff like and you pair them with a different driver, but all that takes making doing it, money, producing it, putting it all on film, making it worthwhile, making it all happen, getting it all there. Yeah, it's a dream.
It's a dream, right? It's a dream.
It's a dream.
I agree.
Nicola, thank you for your chat. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you next year sometime, somewhere, someplace, I'm sure.
Yes.
Keep on doing what you're doing. You guys
Maybe
definitely.
I come to first ANS in Trackside.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I
Maybe,
should be
not
there.
sure. Yeah,
I
I
should
know.
be there. It's nice up there. I like it there. Have you been to
Yes.
Trackside before, right?
Yes.
I like it there. Good luck with everything you have going in 2026 and continue to being competitive and pushing the envelope. Good. Congratulations on your success in the 10 scale market right off the bat. And thank you for all that you do in RC, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
See you later,
Till
Nicola.
next time.
BeachRC.com, the Razor's one-stop online hobby shop. Choose from all the popular brands and variety in stock with super fast shipping and great customer service. BeachRC.com still has the local hobby shop feel with all the benefits of the internet. BeachRC.com is the exclusive distributor for Ultimate Racing, S-Works, Pro Circuit Racing Tires, Nitro Lux Fuels, and Assault RC Performance products. So fill up your cart and check out at BeachRC.com today.
Grazie, Nicola, for coming on and having a good chat with you. Good luck in the future with everything you got going on in HotRace. Have fun at the Clash if you go. Have fun at Silver State if you go. Wherever you go, it's going to be a busy, busy year as we discussed. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast as much as I enjoyed talking to Nicola. Thank you guys for the support. We can't do it without you guys. We greatly appreciate you guys, the NNRC squad around the world. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget, if you are listening to this on the audio side of things, come on over to the YouTube, hit that sub-like notification button. If you like this, share it out. Help us grow this. Like, we're really trying to get up to 10,000 followers on YouTube, and we need you guys out there. A lot of people listen. Please become a subscriber as well. Also, a big thank you to the patrons and YouTube members. If you like what we're doing, want to support us a little bit extra, it definitely helps us out here at the NNRC, become a patron or YouTube member for the price of a cup of coffee per month, more or less, or a couple of cups of coffee per month. You can support the NNRC and help keep these bills paid and these lights on. So we greatly appreciate it. Also, remember, showing the companies that support this podcast some love, shows the podcast some love. And they have links for them in the written description of this podcast as well. They are J Concepts, High Tech RCD, Sidewinder Fuels, Tyre Racing, Invisible Speed, ML Toys, Dollar Hobbies, Side Piece Racing, Fly Sky, Get Shit Done Coffee, Elite RC Productions, RC Project, Mayako, Techno RC, Beach RC, Racecraft USA, and Clinic RC. You guys, as this comes out, I'm pretty sure we'll still be doing a live show or have a live show planned. Season's greetings to you all. Enjoy your Christmas. I'm sure you'll hear from me prior to this or after this, but thank you all for the support and just enjoy your holidays with your loved ones if you're with them. And if you're racing, enjoy that as well, because RC is awesome. With that said, Nitro is the glory, E-Buggy pays the bills, and Lefty is out. Ta-ta for now.